Hello dear students, so I am here to explain the topic nutrition and its various types from class 10 as you are trying hard to study and also seeking for better learning and understanding. So let me help you to understand better about the topic. So I request all the students to kindly see the video till the end, and there will be a question at the end of the video, so I hope that you answer that question. And the students who are from my school, they can certainly bring their answer writing down on a copy for their correction. So let us begin. So dear student, let us first understand what is nutrition. So nutrition is a process, it is a very important process of life where every organism, irrespective of its body organization, whether it's a unicellular or a multicellular complex organism, they undergo nutrition for their survival or for maintaining life or to continue life, right? So you can say that nutrition is a process where organisms take in their food in order to get energy to maintain their life. So as there are different variety of organisms, including the microorganism as well as multicellular organism, so there are different modes of nutrition. So different organisms undergo different mode of nutrition for their survival. Right? So we will understand that what are the various types of nutrition. So first type of nutrition, here we have the autotrophic nutrition. Here the nutrition can be explained as autotrophic nutrition and as heterotrophic nutrition. So autotrophic nutrition, here auto means self, means the organism that can synthesize their own food are known as the autotrophs. So all the green plant that can photosynthesize are the autotrophs. So food, the synthesis of food here does not mean about the food like roti, chapati, dal, pizza, burger. Those are not the food I am trying to tell here. So it is the organic food or the organic substance that are synthesized by an organism in order to get energy. So those food are the biomass that is present on Earth. So the autotrophs are the main producer of biomass of any ecosystem. So the autotrophs or the green plant, by the process of photosynthesis, they synthesize the food, the organic product available for the other life forms that which they cannot synthesize their own food. Means the other organism other than the autotroph are dependent directly or indirectly on the autotrophs for their nutrition. So you can write here the autotrophic nutrition example, the green plants, right? So all the green plant, they are the autotroph, and they can derive their energy by taking in the sun's, by converting the physical energy of sun into a chemical energy, and with the use of inorganic substances present in the environment like the carbon dioxide and water, and then it is converted into glucose or the carbohydrate available for the other life form. So the autotrophs are the main producer of any ecosystem, and they are the autotrophs, or they follow autotrophic mode of nutrition. That is the first type of nutrition. Now coming to the second type of nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition. So certainly the heterotrophic nutrition or the organism that cannot synthesize their own food are known as the heterotrophs. It means it includes the bacteria or the fungi, the animals, the human beings, etc. So all this comes under heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Those organisms which cannot photosynthesize or which cannot synthesize their own food are the heterotrophs. So they are directly or indirectly dependent on the autotrophs for their nutrition. So that is about heterotrophic nutrition. Further, heterotrophic nutrition can be divided into various categories based on their mechanism, right? How do they undergo nutrition? So based on the mechanism, heterotrophic nutrition further can be divided into three different types, and those are saprotrophic mode of nutrition, saprotrophic, then comes the holozoic, and then the parasitic, right? So these are the three various types: saprotrophic nutrition, holozoic nutrition and parasitic nutrition. All these three comes under heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So now we will see one by one each of them, I mean how they are different from one another. Even though they are heterotrophs, I mean all of them are heterotrophs, but still there are differences in their mechanism of taking in their food, right? So first let us discuss about saprotrophic nutrition. So in saprotrophic mode of nutrition, the organism breaks down the food outside their body, right? I mean they are dependent on dead and decaying organic matter, right? So the food is broken down outside their body, and after it is broken down completely, the absorbable form is absorbed or taken in by the organism. So the organism that follow saprotrophic mode of nutrition are known as saprotrophs. For example, the fungi and the yeast. Okay, so they are the saprotrophs that feed on dead and decaying matter. So these saprotrophs can either be unicellular fungi, there are unicellular fungi like yeast, or even multicellular fungi like the mushroom or agaricus. You may have seen those mushrooms growing on dead log of wood or even on dung or straw. So here you can understand how do they take their food, because every organism have to undergo nutrition for maintaining their life. So in saprotrophic mode of nutrition, the way of taking in of their food is to break it down outside their body rather to take in, right? So the food will be converted into its simplest absorbable form, and then it will be absorbed by the organism. So such are known as saprotrophs. Now moving forward, next let us discuss what is holozoic mode of nutrition. So first let me write example of saprotrophic nutrition like the fungi, right? Then holozoic mode of nutrition is just the vice versa, just the opposite of saprotrophic nutrition. In saprotrophic nutrition, food is broken down outside their body, but in holozoic mode of nutrition, the food is taken in inside their body, right? Means the food is taken in inside the body, then it is broken down into its simplest form, and then finally it is absorbed, respired, and then energy is released. For example, human beings. Example, humans, right? So as human beings take in food and there are different chamber or different part of the alimentary canal, food is digested with the help of enzyme, and finally the absorbed food reaches to the cell, and then respiration happens and energy is produced, right? So there is holozoic nutrition. But holozoic nutrition is not only for the human being or the animal, but some microorganism or some unicellular protist also may undergo holozoic nutrition. For example, amoeba. Amoeba, as you know, it's a unicellular protist. So it has a irregular structure like this, right? So an amoeba captures its food with the help of pseudopodia. So these are known as pseudopodia. So it is very important to understand here how does amoeba undergo nutrition. So amoeba, the mode of nutrition is holozoic. So whenever there is a food near to the amoeba, so what they do is they extend their plasma membrane, right? So they extend their plasma membrane like this, and they encircle and capture their food. So in this way they will make a food vacuum. So it will be taken inside their body. So next step, it will be like the food will be taken inside their body, and there will be a formation of the food vacuum, right? So this is their food vacuum. So this process is also known as endocytosis, or you can say is phagocytosis. So phagocytosis is the process of extension of the plasma membrane, or the extent which is known as the pseudopodia, right? So this pseudopodia also help in their locomotion, but at the same time it also helps in their nutrition. So the phagocytosis process will take up or will take in the food, and then it will form a food vacuole. Inside the food vacuole, the food will be digested and it will be absorbed into the cell cytoplasm, right? So after absorption, the waste material or undigested food, later on the undigested food will be ejected out of the cell by cytoplasmic streaming, right? from the plasma membrane itself, from the cytoplasmic streaming, the waste material or the waste produced after digestion will be released out or will be removed from the amoebic cell or from the amoeba. So in this way, the phagocytosis will help in nutrition, or you can say with the help of pseudopodia. So here you need to understand phagocytosis. It's a term to define or to explain the process or mechanism by which the amoeba takes up their food inside their body with the help of the extension of their plasma membrane, right? So similar to this process, there is one more term called endocytosis, just to not to confuse or to understand it. So phagocytosis and endocytosis is same, means in phagocytosis and endocytosis also the plasma membrane extends and then they take up or they capture their prey, right? But the difference in phagocytosis and endocytosis is that endocytosis is for WBC cell. As WBC cell, you know, it is our defensive cell which helps in the neutralization of the antigen or any foreign particles. So WBC cell undergo endocytosis by the same mechanism as that of amoeba. But endocytosis in terms of neutralizing the non-self cell or neutralizing the pathogen or the antigen entering the body, whereas phagocytosis is a free-living unicellular protists which help them in their nutrition, right? So there is only the difference. Or otherwise, phagocytosis and endocytosis, the meaning is that they extend their plasma membrane, means their plasma membrane is highly extensible and then it helps to capture their prey. So in case of WBC cell, it neutralizes the pathogen and prevent the prevent the organism from any disease maybe. But in case of amoeba, it helps in their nutrition. So here I hope you will understand what is phagocytosis and endocytosis, right? So this is about Holozoic mode of nutrition, where the food is taken in inside their body and after digestion it is assimilated and absorbed by the cell, and then finally energy is released after respiration. But about Holozoic nutrition in human, we will discuss it in another video, but now only we will discuss what are the types of nutrition. So I hope you understand it. Now let us go to the next type of nutrition, that is the parasitic nutrition. So parasitic nutrition, you may know it. Parasitic nutrition is a type of nutrition, of course, where the organism cannot synthesize their own food. At the same time, it cannot even digest, right? It cannot even break it down into simpler form. So as a result, they require a host body, right? They require a host body that has the ability to break down the food and convert it into simplest form. So those are known as the parasites. So parasitic nutrition, it depends on the host cell for their survival or for their nutrition. Parasitic mode of nutrition here, the parasite or the organism require a host for their survival, as they cannot even break down their food into its absorbable form, right? So it is harmful to the host, means it causes harm to the host body, as the host body will be deprived of all the nutrition, because the host will undergo digestion and then it will absorb the food, and on the other hand the parasite will absorb all the food that is being digested by the host cell or the host body. So this is why it will cause harm to the host, right? So parasite cannot live alone, it always requires a host for their survival. So parasite can further be of two types. It can be either parasite can be either endoparasite, either it can be endoparasite or it can be ectoparasite. Ectoparasite. So either it can be endoparasite or ectoparasite. So endoparasite, certainly it is the one that lives inside the host body. For example, the intestinal worm, or ectoparasite are the one that live outside their body, means outside, it does not enter the body of the host, but from outside it absorbs the nutrients from the host body. For example, you can write here leeches. Okay, so these are the parasites. I mean the organisms that undergo parasitic mode of nutrition are known as parasites. Even there are some plants who are parasitic in nature. For example, the amarbel. Okay, so parasitic plant like the amarbel or cuscuta. So amarbel or cuscuta, these are the parasitic plant which does not have chlorophyll, so they cannot photosynthesize. As a result, they absorb their nutrition from the plant itself that can photosynthesize, right? So parasite can either be, even the plants also can be parasites. Some of the plants are there, the amarbel or the cuscuta plant, they are the parasite, as they do not have chlorophyll and they cannot photosynthesize. So these causes harm to the host as they deprive the host from their nutrition. So in this way, we have come to the end of the lesson and our explanation about what is nutrition and what are the various types of nutrition, right? Starting from autotrophic to heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition, those are the green plant which can photosynthesize and are the primary producer of biomass of an ecosystem. And then heterotrophs are the one that cannot synthesize their own food and further are classified as saprotrophs or holozoic or the parasites or the parasitic mode of nutrition. So here is the end of my explanation about the topic. I hope you have understood it. And also, as I mentioned, there will be a question. So the question is, what is nutrition? Explain its various types with examples. So that is the question of this class. So thank you so much for your patient learning and listening to my explanation. So I hope you understood it, and thank you so much and happy learning.